The New York Yankees are facing a challenging stretch this season, and the spotlight has inevitably fallen on their third baseman, Oswald Peraza. What was initially seen as a temporary fix for a critical position has turned into a source of frustration and concern among fans and analysts alike. Peraza, who came into this season with some promising flashes but still plenty to prove, has struggled to find consistency at the plate and in the field. The recent series against the Blue Jays brought these issues into sharp focus, especially after a costly error in Game 1 that shifted momentum and ultimately contributed to the Yankees' defeat. In high-stakes division matchups like these, every mistake is magnified, and Peraza's missteps seem to symbolize the broader difficulties the team is facing. Fans and commentators have not held back in their critiques, questioning whether Peraza can truly be the long-term solution at third base, or if the Yankees will have to make a move at the trade deadline to bring in someone more reliable. The numbers tell a tough story, a batting average hovering well below expectations, minimal power production, and a defensive performance that hasn't been able to make up for offensive struggles. When a player struggles both at the plate and in the field, it puts enormous pressure on the entire roster, especially on a team like the Yankees, where the expectation is always to compete for championships. After Game 1, a reporter asked Peraza a question that caught a lot of attention. The question wasn't harsh or out of line, it simply addressed the elephant in the room. The reporter pointed out that many have been waiting for Peraza's career to take off, noting glimpses of talent that haven't fully translated into consistent performance. The question touched on the rumors swirling about a potential trade for a third baseman at the deadline and asked how disappointing it is to feel like the opportunity in New York hasn't yet been maximized. Peraza's response was measured and focused on what he can control: his daily work and effort, rather than the external noise around trades or expectations. That exchange perfectly encapsulates the current situation. On one hand, the question can come across as tough, especially for a player who was never expected to be the franchise savior, but rather a stopgap. On the other hand, the Yankees and their media environment demand results, especially from such a pivotal position. The pressure cooker atmosphere of New York baseball means that every error, every slump, is scrutinized intensely, and the media's role in asking tough questions is part of the game. Peraza's humility and focus on grinding it out day by day show professionalism, but the reality is that the team needs more than effort, they need production. Looking deeper at Peraza's stats so far this season, it's clear why fans are frustrated. With only a handful of home runs, a batting average well below the Mendoza line, and a low on-base percentage, the offensive contribution has been almost negligible. These numbers are particularly disappointing when compared to other young players around the league who are starting to make their mark. Peraza's inability to solve these struggles at the plate despite significant major league experience makes it hard for the Yankees to justify relying on him in such a crucial spot defensively, where he's supposed to be stronger. The recent error against Toronto only added to the doubts. The bigger picture here is that the Yankees entered this season with questions around the third base position, and the stopgap approach hasn't paid off. The error-prone performances, combined with the offensive slump, have led many to believe that the front office will have to act quickly before the trade deadline to bring in a player who can stabilize that spot. The pressure is mounting, especially with tough upcoming series against competitive teams like the Phillies and the Rays. Every game counts, and the Yankees can't afford to be held back by ongoing struggles at a key position. Meanwhile, other players like Caleb Durbin, who was traded away earlier in the season, are performing reasonably well with their new teams, further fueling the conversation about whether the Yankees missed an opportunity to build more depth at third base internally. Durbin's numbers, including a respectable batting average, some home runs, and stolen bases, highlight what the Yankees might have lost by not investing more in their young talent pipeline. For that position, it's a comparison that doesn't look good for Peraza, and it adds to the speculation that a change is inevitable. Manager Aaron Boone has also felt the heat from both the media and the fans. In recent interviews, Boone expressed frustration with the relentless questioning and the pressure his players face, emphasizing the importance of maintaining composure and focusing on the grind of the season. He talked about how the team has generally been good at managing the mental challenges that come with playing in New York, but admitted that the current struggles test that resolve. Boone's comments reflect a tension between defending his players and demanding accountability, a delicate balance when the team is underperforming. Yankees fans, on the other hand, are growing impatient. They want to see accountability and Tangible improvements, not just reassurances that the team will figure it out over time. The repeated errors, base running mistakes, and offensive droughts have left a sense that the team has lost its rhythm and momentum. The culture of the Yankees is one of winning now, and the trade deadline represents a critical opportunity to make adjustments that could salvage the season. The front office, led by Brian Cashman, faces tough decisions. Will they pursue a blockbuster trade for a top-tier third baseman like Eduardo Suarez, or will they settle for a more modest, low-risk option who can at least provide some stability? The answers will shape the trajectory of the Yankees in the coming months. Meanwhile, discussions about possible candidates such as Isaiah Kerfox or Ryan Garcia, players who may not be game-changers but could be upgrades over Peraza, highlight the urgency of finding a solution. As this deadline approaches, the spotlight will intensify not only on Peraza but on the entire Yankees roster and management. Fans are watching closely, ready to judge whether the team can course-correct or if the struggles will deepen. The pressure to perform, especially in these critical division matchups, is immense, and the margin for error is razor-thin. This story is far from over, but the current chapter is clear. Oswald Peraza's struggles symbolize the bigger challenges facing the Yankees this season. The combination of defensive miscues and offensive woes in a position that was supposed to be a strength has put the team in a precarious position. How the Yankees respond, both on the field and through roster moves, will define their chances to contend and bring a championship back to New York. The New York Yankees find themselves at a crossroads as the trade deadline approaches, and the pressure is mounting on every level of the organization. The glaring issues at third base have become a symbol of the wider struggles permeating the team this season. Oswald Peraza, who once carried the hope of becoming a reliable presence in the infield, has instead become a source of frustration for fans and management alike. His performance, both offensively and defensively, has failed to meet the high standards expected in New York, and this failure has brought about serious questions regarding the future of the roster and the direction the Yankees will take to salvage their campaign. As the season has progressed, the challenges facing the team have compounded. The Yankees are no strangers to pressure and media scrutiny, but this year's inconsistencies have made the everyday grind feel heavier than usual. Peraza's difficulties are emblematic of a broader issue where key players have struggled to find their form. The third base position, in particular, has been a revolving door of uncertainty. The initial hope that Peraza could develop into a steady contributor has given way to a harsh reality. He has yet to produce at a level that can stabilize the infield or generate confidence among his teammates. This situation is not only frustrating for fans but also for the Yankees leadership. Brian Cashman and his front office staff have been tasked with navigating a tricky trade market, balancing the need to improve the team immediately with the long-term health of the franchise. The prospect of acquiring a star player like Eduardo Suarez from the Diamondbacks represents a tantalizing possibility but also carries significant risk. Big-name acquisitions often require parting with valuable prospects or major league talent, and the Yankees must weigh those costs against the potential upside of such a move. On the other hand, opting for a stopgap player like Isaiah Kerfox or Ryan Garcia might offer a safer, less expensive way to shore up third base, but might not provide the transformative impact the team desperately needs. But before we continue, please remember to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support allows us to keep bringing you the latest news about the New York Yankees. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments. There's been a buzz swirling around the New York Yankees lately, sparking rumors that have caught the attention of fans and insiders alike. Sources whisper of a heated altercation between the promising players, Anthony VOLPE and Ben Rice. According to reports, the tension between these young talents escalated into a serious confrontation, prompting the Yankees management to take swift action by temporarily removing both from the active roster, while the details remain scarce and unconfirmed. Officially, the situation has stirred quite a bit of speculation across the baseball community. Anthony VOLPE, known for his electrifying plays and bright potential as a shortstop, has been one of the franchise's most talked about prospects in recent seasons. Ben Rice, a talented pitcher with a growing reputation, has also been steadily making a name for himself within the organization. Both players have been seen as vital parts of the Yankees' future, which makes this reported clash all the more surprising and concerning. The nature of the disagreement hasn't been disclosed, but insiders suggest it may have stemmed from a disagreement on the field or in the clubhouse to environments where intense pressure and high stakes can sometimes lead to conflict. Some insiders speculate that this could be a result of clashing personalities or even competitive tension between rising stars vying for their place on the team. Regardless of the root cause, the decision to separate them from the squad shows that the Yankees front office is taking the issue seriously, aiming to maintain harmony within the team as they pursue their championship ambitions. Fans are left wondering how this development might affect the Yankees season and the growth trajectories of VOLPE and Rice. Will this incident be a mere hiccup in their careers, or could it signal deeper issues that need addressing within the clubhouse? The Yankees, known for their demanding environment and championship pedigree, often require players to set aside personal differences for the greater good of the team. The potential repercussions of this incident extend beyond just the players involved. The Yankees management now faces the challenge of balancing discipline and support, ensuring that such conflicts don't undermine the team's chemistry. With the high expectations placed on both VOLPE and Rice, the organization will likely need to navigate this delicate situation carefully to prevent any long-term damage. As whispers continue to circulate, the baseball world watches closely, curious whether this episode will be resolved quietly or if it will lead to bigger changes within the Yankees roster. Could this be a turning point for both players, pushing them to mature and grow? Or will it cast a shadow over their promising careers? Only time will tell, but for now, the Yankees clubhouse remains a hot spot for speculation and intrigue. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the New York Yankees, please subscribe to our channel and give us a like. We always appreciate your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.